best that you're going to see in college football. These guys lucky enough to call it. We're lucky enough to have them on the Red Zone pregame show. Gary Danielson, Vern Lundquist. What do you remember about that finish last year?
Please remind me.
Me?
He doesn't remember.
Just that, like all of them, that everybody has given everything they got, and that someone will make a play. There's so many great players out there. Who's going to make the last play? You know it's going to be somebody. All of them are capable. These are the greatest players around the country that has been put together by these teams, and you're just saying, you know, no one's going to back down, so who's going to take it, basically?
Well, what I think about is the fact that there's a reason this is the 5th straight year that this game has been televised in prime time, 5 in a row. There's a reason that this game has been on CBS 9 years in a row, first 4 in the afternoon. But like Gary said, I mean, it almost always comes down to the 4th quarter or overtime. I mean, 4 overtime games in this series between these two speaks for itself.
Is it unlike any game that you guys are a part of? I know you got to be objective,
right?
But is it unlike any other SEC game?
A little bit, because the players are so good, and we know that most likely these teams could win a national championship. But I also think it, you know, because there's so many future NFL players here, but it has the whole package. Like, you know, one year you're going to see 2 great players like Julio Jones match up against Patrick Peterson. But then you have the program guys. You got Jacob Hester and Blake Sims. Then one year you get the emotions of an A.J. McCarron, you know, at the end of the game. And then you toss in Les and Nick. I don't know if you can make, you know, if you wrote it all up, it'd be hard to top it.
Vern, we went to both press conferences this week, Baton Rouge and Tuscaloosa. It was shocking to see how different they were. Alabama, business-like, this is like any other game. LSU said this is a playoff game. This is the game. We have to win this game. Have you gotten that kind of vibe in the past from these teams?
Well, I think that's reflective of the difference in the coaches and the personalities. I mean, if you wanted to use a coach as an example of buttoned up, I wouldn't go to the guy wearing the windbreaker. I would go to the guy who coaches at this school. They are different. But I would just, to Gary's point, add this. You've got to have, to have a great rivalry, you've got to have 2 teams that can handle each other. Now, I know Alabama's won the last 4, but these games have been competitive. And for me, what makes this an absolute solid gold rivalry is the relationship of Saban at LSU and here, and then Les coming in. You know, well, he won a national title, but he did it with Saban's guys. Not so much anymore. And that first trip when Saban went back down to Baton Rouge, that was something. I mean, there was some hostility in the air. One thing we both learned, and we learned it in a variety of ways, that people in this conference are quite serious about these games.
Oh, really?
How would I ever be able to tell that?
It's a chess match, obviously.
Well, sure.
And when you look at Alabama, any kind of weaknesses, is there something that LSU can exploit that Alabama may have a weakness coaching style-wise?
Well, that's what keeps the coaches up, basically, is that players are so good that anything can be exploited. I mean, you know, you have great players. You know, when you have one player that's so much better than the other guy, it's hard to exploit it. But these guys are pretty even. And if the ball is thrown 2 feet too short, the defensive back has the ability to go get it. You know, all that being said, I just enjoy the fact that when they get out there, as you said, LSU, this is the world to them. Well, if you lose 4 games in a row, it's the world to you. And I'm telling you, the one edge LSU has going into this game is they've lost 4 in a row. And they are tasting it. Now, Alabama knows, can we keep them down 1 more year? We're going to have to do it at home. But the fact that you lose 4 twice in the last 2 minutes of a game that you thought you could have won, it's going to be a factor in this game.
With all the hype in Leonard Fournette, is he the only way they can win this game, or can they win this game other ways?
No, I think they can win it other ways. Brandon Harris has chosen a great time to improve his skill level or his competency. He's more than competent. But the way he's passed in the last 3 games, and the fact that he's thrown 0 interceptions this year, I think, and Gary's the X's
Remember
and
you
O's
said we
guy.
could call the other guy.
Yeah.
What did you say we could call the other guy if they were wrong?
No,
I'm gonna
You set
be
me
shocked.
up, right?
I'm going to be shocked.
Okay.
My partner may be right. He's been doing it. If LSU
2
wins
years.
this game without a big game for Fournette, I'll be shocked.
It's impossible, probably.
Not impossible.
Okay.
I'll be shocked.
Shocked.
I've been shocked before, but I'll be shocked.
What is the one thing Alabama has to do then to stop him? I know there's a
There is
ton
no
of
one
variables.
thing. That's
No,
the thing.
that's-
Really?
Right.
That's where Vern is right.
That's really my
Harris has
point.
gotten better. Everybody's gotten better, but come on, really? If Alabama loses this game, and Leonard Fournette has 27 yards, that'll be a headline.
Boy, will it ever. That'll be our wrap-up.
Then you'll be shaking your head wondering, does he win the Heisman?
Not
27 yards?
27 yards. It's,
No.
in terms of the Heisman, this is a
Well,
huge game.
Not tonight. He won't
Right,
win the
right,
Heisman. He
right.
might
Yeah.
come back, but this will be a setback.
Yeah.
nobody-
I mean, this is a showcase.
Yeah.
Not only for Fournette, but this guy named Derrick Henry's a pretty good player. You know, pretty good player.
Doesn't get credit.
Well, because he's in the league with Fournette and was in the league with Nick Chubb. I mean, those are 3 of the quality running backs.
Put it. Both guys will be having a lot of commas and zeros in their checks pretty soon.
Yes, and hey, nobody knows college football like these guys. We could talk for hours and hours, guys. We appreciate the time.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank
On
you.
the Red
Thank you,
Zone
Chris.
pregame show. We'll be right back after this.